All right, so I guess another question, well, just a little bit of math for you, Rob, but we'll kind of keep the model there. There's a couple different models when you're thinking about how much of a change that you're looking to have within your organization. So you could say, hey, we want to keep 80% of what we have intact right now, but we're going to change kind of a 20% there. For organizations that might be growing a little bit faster, kind of expecting some headcount, maybe it might be more 50-50, right? We're going to keep half of what we have right now, but now we're going to explore, new use cases, new areas. Hey, security is bigger for us. We're expecting a bigger budget, so that way you can have that. And then you have all the way at the opposite end, right, where I'd say, fast growing startups, they're hiring folks, they don't know what to do with themselves. 20% baseline, but really 80% of the tech stack is now kind of open for discussion. We're looking at, SSO providers, we're looking at MFA, we're looking at all these different pieces that might be moving, more of a tectonic shift within the organization, kind of within that. So I'm curious, just kind of a pulse check between your two organizations, kind of how much of a shift and change are you expecting coming into the new year? Like, have you had a chance to have, I'd say a solid, reliable stack, or there's still a lot of changes that you're hoping to hit or kind of have in terms of outcomes looking at next year?
Historically, we've had a very stable stack. Like I said, the small business, family run, and they didn't have any IT, no structured IT at all. Um, so yeah, I'm coming in, I'm changing, yeah, for the next 5 years, everything, more or less. Yeah, the only thing I'm letting is you get to keep the Macintoshes. I'll work within that. But storing everything on your hard drives, no, that's going away. You got a NAS now. Things like that. Um, so I kind of lost my train of thought there, and that derailed and took out an entire small village just now, actually.
I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for you to come in and change, right? Even so, there's, hey, you
Yeah.
get to keep your Mac tasks, but everything else around kind of your world is kind of within that domain, or at least you have the optionality to change it if you so choose.
I do intend to eventually, yes, I want it to be a fairly solid stack. Change what we need to, either because security requirements have changed, whatever compliance has changed, uh, workflows change, whatever. But generally, if I can keep them just doing their job as they need to, I've done what I need to do. No point in just changing it for no reason whatsoever. Um, but yeah, eventually I want a nice solid stack. It's nice to have that. It's nice to know what you're going to be doing the next year
It's
and
helpful to
not
have
have
that.
HR come in like one of the, oh, hey, we got 22 people starting in 3 hours. You got computers for them?
Had
Sure
that
do.
happen
Not
before.
right here. No.
Uh, yeah, so I'm, come December, 5 years at WebSpec now. I've over the last 5 years, I've made a lot of changes in what's happened, and I think that we're finally at a point where I'm not changing enough. I'm not changing things that are affecting our users in the immediate. So the biggest thing that I have right now is CentOS 7 goes end of life in mid
Mm.
2024. So I have to figure out how to migrate 3,000 of our websites to some other operating system. Um, so a lot of the bigger initiatives and projects that are coming up for me at least are back end stuff that don't directly affect our employees. So um, it's been nice and that I gained the trust. I destroyed it a little bit in the middle because of some just bad deployments and then rebuilt it. And now we're just kind of leveling out at a nice, happy area, hopefully.
I
Yeah.
never locked myself out of the network stack at all, ever.
Oh, I went to go. One of our switches, I was moving it to a management VLAN literally just 2 weeks ago, and it dropped. I didn't have any connectivity, but it was still routing stuff, so it wasn't a huge issue for me to readopt it. Last night I went to readopt that switch and killed our entire network stack for some reason, which is insane because it wasn't even at the top of the topology, and I had to restore backups 3 times before I got it all back online.
Yeah, I was fortunate that I had just backed up the configuration file and had a serial console cable around. It's
Nice. I don't own a serial console cable, but I've thought about buying one just as a CYA type of thing.
$30, do it.
Yeah, kind of where I'm moving to, especially after last night.
But I mean, that's a great example, right? Where you start to think about some of the small things that kind of also act as insurance, if you will, for some of the larger systems, processes, things that you're looking to implement and have some of those pieces.
Please subscribe and check out more content from us.